Hello and welcome to Rolling with Reviews. I'm Will, and with me is the one who gets me to 88 miles per hour,
Sarah.
And today we're doing a review of Back to the Future, Dice Through Time. Sarah, tell us a bit about this game.
All right. Players work together to travel through time, fixing problems that Biff has caused and returning items to their proper time and location before time paradoxes unravel the universe. All right, Will, so why did we get this game?
Well, Sarah knows the designers.
Hi.
So she's always excited to check out any designs from designers she knows. Plus, we also love the IP of Back to the Future, movie that we both grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
And movies, yes. There's multiples in the series. And we actually get all three of them in here.
Yeah.
And Target had a sale.
Yeah. So at the end of 2021, Target had a, holiday sale, after holiday sale, I don't know. Buy two, get one free. And this is one I had been thinking about. So bundled it together with a couple of other IP related games. And we haven't played the other ones yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, just so we're clear, we bought this one.
At full price.
At full price. It was the other, there was another one we got
yeah.
free. This was the full price one.
Yeah. Oh, and I should also say, we do love co-ops. So that's another reason why we wanted to get this game.
Yes.
Okay. So, moving on to what we like about this game. It is a great casual co-op game.
Yes. I have to say, we've tried a number of casual co-op games and them fall flat.
Some of them, yeah. And some of them are really, I would say, popular, or at least the, typical gateway game for co-ops. Honestly, I think this is a fantastic gateway co-op game. It's got a theme that most people are going to be familiar with, which is usually going to get them into it. And then the rest of it, which we're going to go into in a few minutes, it works really well.
Yes.
So it's great.
And I hate to say this, but when it comes to time travel, this is probably the best game I've seen deal with it.
Yeah, we've had some trouble. Some time travel games just get really complicated, just like I don't like some time travel movies or TV shows, because I'm trying to follow the logic of their time travel and it's not working. And so I really love, and I think a lot of it may have to do with the IP, which is another reason why we really like this game. It handles Back to the Future really well. But even then, they could still screw up the time travel aspect.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Right.
It's great. I don't know how else to put that. They handle it really well. And I think then let's move on to this IP, the way they implement it just works so well. Because it uses all three of the movies, but it does it in a very logical way. I feel
this could be Back to the Future 4?
Yeah, it's like this fits. It's like they took the existing concept of Biff stealing the car. That happened in the movies. He stole the car. So then it's like, what if Biff stole the car and did all this mayhem? Now you've got to fix it. And so it feels like they just there was this hole already where it existed and they just kind of widened it open a bit. There's the game and it fits and it's all seamless now. And it's just, this is Back to the Future 4.
Yeah, but it also took its own twist because it realized that in order to fix all these things, there's a lot of different holes going on. You need more than just what two people can do. So they contact different Martys and Docs throughout time.
Right.
We need your help. Let's fix what Biff went crazy with.
Right. So you can get up to 4 teams of
Marty and Docs.
And it works it's so smooth and it just works so well. All that mayhem and craziness, it's logical, it's fun, it's engaging. You get to explore the world without feeling like, I don't know, I can't find the right words for it, but without feeling like something's breaking.
Right. This never existed in Back to the Future.
Right.
It's all kind of in canon into the story. And that's saying something for a game that plays rather light.
Yeah.
And has a lot of challenges in overcoming stuff. It's just so smart.
I agree. And actually, that moves on to the clever mechanisms, how the dice are used, how the board is laid out. I mean, the board is basically a grid. You've got 4 rows, which are the years. You have 5 columns, which are the locations. And your dice, the different sides, will either let you move horizontally through that 1 year at different locations or vertically through time in the same location. Plus all the other icons help you overcome the events and or just help you manipulate other aspects of the game. And it's all very clever in how it's executed.
Yes.
I think that the only other thing, I mean, we've talked a lot about why we really like this game, is it's a good production. Those little cars, and then all the cards are clear. The board is good. I think the only thing that I was wondering about is the paradox tokens are only one-sided. That seemed a little odd when everything else was double-sided, but it's not a big deal. I'm just kind of surprised they didn't put the icon on both sides of it.
Yeah.
But it's a minor thing there, but the chipboard's really thick. And
it's a paradox. We may never know.
we may never know.
And if they were on both sides, then that would be a double paradox.
Ooh, I hadn't thought about that. All right, let's move on to what we don't like about this game. That's the event deck. Small cards, mini cards like that are really hard to shuffle. These ones tend to stick, but you need to make sure it's really, really, really well shuffled. We had one game where I thought I had shuffled it well after the previous game. For 3 rounds, we had no events come out in 1885 or 1955.
No, we saw just 1985.
Was it just 1985?
It was like tons and tons of 1985.
Right.
Nothing in 1885, nothing in 1955. So a few in 2015.
Yes, that's what it was.
Most of everything in 1985.
Yeah, it's like everything just dumped into 85. And so we were scrambling to try to, get those down so we didn't lose all the time. And we did. And we were able to get the 2 items from there. And we were able to get 2 items from 2015. But we were just stuck on those 2 years because no events even popped for the other years.
And by the end of the game, that's when all the 1955 decided to raise its hand and go, I'm here, and showed up. And that happened to be where we needed to deliver items and just couldn't because it was just too packed with events.
Yeah, there were like 3 events with 4 icons, but Biff was there. I needed to go there with an item, but I only have 4 dice. I needed 5 icons, and we didn't have that. And Will had to go deliver his own things for us to succeed on that round, or we'd run out of time. So he couldn't help me, but that means I couldn't succeed, so we ended up losing that.
Yeah.
So the event deck randomization is really, really, really important so that you don't have that kind of experience. And then I guess the other thing is it's a dice game. It does have some manipulation, but not a lot because it's a casual game. So you can just have bad dice rolls. And so that game where we didn't have events where we needed them, we also had a lot of bad dice rolls.
But the designers have done a really good job at making dice worth something.
Yeah.
You can throw a die onto the board so that someone at that time period or in the future can use it. You can toss a die on your board to move horizontally adjacent. You can use 2 copies of a die to treat it as any side. And that's not even touching what the sides themselves do for you in the game.
Yeah.
So it's kind of really hard to have bad dice rolls. They can happen. Mm-hmm. I think lightning bolts is a big thing because they let you re-roll other dice, and that is probably the least helpful out of all the abilities.
Yes, because you could just still roll stuff that you don't need, and now you've wasted a die to do that. I don't know how I would change it, because if you had it re-roll itself, you could just be re-rolling infinitely, and that's not fair either. So it just is what it is, where it would have been neat if there was some other way to, I don't know, further manipulate it. But that would also make it more complicated, and this is really good at the casual level that it is at.
Yes.
Okay, I think that covers everything about what we don't like, so let's move on.
So, when it comes to reviews, we each have 1d6 worth of ratings to give. 1 is low, 6 is high. We each give a number, a reason why. Add those 2 together and see what it rolled for us. Sarah, what did Back to the Future Dice Through Time roll for you?
I debated about this for a while, and I think it's partially because we have not had a chance to play this at a higher player count. So I'm going to caveat this with this is my current rating of 4. And that's because we've only played it at the 2-player, and I feel that that might be the hardest player count to play this game at.
Either that or you just want to see more cooperation in a
I
cooperative
think that's
game.
probably also it. As we discussed in our other video, in the 2-player experience, you don't get to help each other much. You just don't have the time to help each other. You've really got to be able to, I know, you don't have, but you really have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet or your car. I don't know what the right reference is. But anyways, that's the real reason why it doesn't get higher is I really think I'll enjoy this more at a higher player count. But I did enjoy it, what we played. I still think it's a fantastic game. It is one I am so excited to teach our friends when we can finally start getting back to seeing our friends. Yeah, because it does everything so wonderfully that I just can't wait to see this with my other friends and see how they like it. And yeah, just that experience of it.
For me, it rolled a 5. So this game is fantastic for the level that I want to see a cooperative game, because one of the things I like about cooperative games is figuring out a puzzle. And that's what this thing offers, is a puzzle. And at a 2-player count, at its lightest level, is also the light casual level that I don't see many cooperative games going down to.
Sure.
So it's the right weight. It's the right style of play. It just starts hitting all my buttons. The only reason it's not a 6 is because of the events and how they can just, if they clump,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what you do, it can just tear the game apart for you. And that's where I can see Sarah's hope that seeing more players can give a little bit more wiggle room when it comes to, well, now there's more dice to be played with. Maybe it's easier for someone to maybe not even do an event and just share a whole bunch of dice so we can get a whole bunch of stuff done. But its weight, what it does, and how easy it is, plus of how cleverly it deals with time, it's such a great game for me personally. So 5 out of 6. Between the two of us, 9 out of 12. Very good rating.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I think in the future, this is going to be much higher rated for me when I can get to playing it with more people and seeing more of the game being explored and seeing more people interacting and cooperating with each other. I'm pretty sure my rating would go up as well.
Yes. So that will do it for us here at Rolling with Reviews. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two, that's TWO. We are on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
And remember, you don't have to go back in the future to play this game. It's in the present. And we've been Rolling with Reviews.